How's it going, YouTube's Undying Art, bringing you another figure review, which I suppose is a model kit review. Today I bring you the Bandai 1/12 scale model kit General Grievous. This was an absolute blast to make. I painted it. I assembled it yesterday. I think I started about 11 and finished about 5, but I didn't go just completely mad with it. I, in between, played some Fortnite and some Star Wars Battlefront 2. So maybe it'd take about 3 hours to make if you just sat down and built it all in one go, but I wanted to take my time with it. And the reason I got this over the Black Series is because I was going to get the Black Series, and I was also going to get the Battle Damage new one that's getting released. Well, that got revealed a few weeks ago, I think it was. There's supposed to be a Gaming Greats Battlefront skin, but a few people in the hobby told me that the Black Series is not worth getting because you can't stand, because the legs are a bendy, rubbery kind of plastic instead of rigid. So then I started hunting down a model kit. I've wanted this model kit for many years, but it's been so expensive. Like, for some reason, people are trying to sell it for like £120 on eBay, which is ridiculous. But then I finally found it on eBay for about, I think it was 30 quid. And also got a few other model kits as well. So all in all, it was a good deal. So it's mostly just the stock figure. I blackwashed some of the armor parts, painted instead of the stickers the black lines there and there, and on the neck. All of these bits are painted instead of model kit. I dry brushed it with lead belcher, and these tiny little leg bits here was Vallejo silver. And then the eyes, yeah, we'll get on into the eyes. So the eyes come in a stock colour with the eyes painted. So I added the gunge in his eyes. I used the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game model for references. So I added the gunk in his eyes and then gloss varnished it. Painted the mouth guard because you can get water slide decals or stickers, but I decided to paint. Painted all this. Just dry brush with lead belcher. I did paint all the organs inside his chest cavity, which you can see. You can see a bit of the paint there. The lung on the right hand side is painted, but you can't really see any of the others, so it felt a bit pointless doing that, but I'm glad I did it because for my peace of mind it's done. And then just dry brushed lead belcher again on all these parts, and then lead belcher painted the fingers. Now the one thing I wish he had was different hands, where he had gripping hands, so you could have him holding 2 lightsabers instead of having none or 4. But I suppose that's because it's based off the Revenge of the Sith look, and in that he never uses 2 lightsabers, he only uses 0 or 4. So before we get into accessories, actually, we'll do the articulation. So his head is on a ball joint, so it gets a nice tilt. And you can get a bit up and a lot down, and then you can lift it up slightly, which gets you a little bit more up and a little bit more down. The neck is all one piece. Ball jointed arms, so full 360, and then out. Wow, quite far actually. And then the really cool engineering here is, even though it's double arms, it still articulates well. Unlike the Black Series, where this bit pops apart because it's a feature. The torso is only articulated at the bottom by the hips, but nice 360, really nice crunch. You can get him doing his coffin. The one thing I wish you could do is get him with his arms behind his back when he's sweeping through the... Oh, this is testing my Star Wars knowledge. Oh, not the Phantom. Oh, I can't remember what Count Dooku's ship's called in Revenge of the Sith. Oh, I'm going to have to revoke my Star Wars license. I had it until I tried to say it. But anyway, that ship where he's swooping through with his cape. Although you can, I suppose, if you hit it with a custom cape, you could get it looking like he's storming through, coughing away. Now the legs, also on a 360, but this is in the way, so they can only go, I say only, can only go that that forward, and out a decent amount, and then with both, and take off his leg. I did forget to say on my model kit, the right leg is a little bit more loose than the other one. And then the joints here get a very nice crunch, and I think you can extend it slightly, but I don't know why you'd want to, because you can't look down that far. So I suppose if you've got some blue tack, you can have him being really tall and imposing. This reminds you of the Clone Wars mini episodes where he destroys all those Jedi and he drops down and stands up really tall to look imposing. But secondly, you can get an insane amount down. General Grievous is about to drop the hottest mixtape in the galaxy. So here he is with the Negotiator, S6 Figure Arts Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi, with a custom head sculpt from Fett Clone, and on the right we have his master, the Black Series Count Dooku, where I painted his robes. And that's it. I think he has a good height to him. He's 7'1", so that's probably actually spot on. And then here he is with a Aliexpress 501st Clone Trooper, Black Series, and my S6 Figure Arts Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Anakin Skywalker with a custom head sculpt by Fett Clone. And lastly, as of course this is my sort of review, here he is with my mascots, the mascot Marvel Legends Punisher and Vastilaire, the S6 Figure Arts Punisher. So the reason I did size comparisons before the accessories is because the accessories makes him a hell of a lot of a bigger shelf presence. So firstly, we'll look at his cape. So here is the general with his cape. This is definitely the weakest part of the model kit. It just looks like a piece of paper. I mean, it does give like the draping look because it's hooked around his body, but it just looks weak. So I will be getting a wired cloak when I find one. But the coolest accessories are of course going to be his 4 arms. And here he is in all his glory with the 4 arms. I absolutely adore this. It just looks fantastic, and it's more articulated than the Black Series from what I've seen of reviews. So, how to show it off really? So they're on individual ball joints, so they can move independently from each other. You can get that far back, that far out. I don't know why you'd want to do that unless you're fighting 4 Jedi at once and one's behind you. But you can also lift it up. Sorry, I'm trying to do this in the rangefinder. You can lift it up so you can get him almost get him doing the victory pose in Star Wars Battlefront 2, where he's pointing all 4 lightsabers towards you. Then get him crunched down. Oh, look at that. That's just fucking phenomenal. Sorry, excuse my language, but just... oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. And they do come cast in like a dark gunmetal. I decided to paint all the hilts. Just my own kind of design. Probably the most unique one is this one. But that's obviously just Obi-Wan Kenobi's. This one's Obi-Wan Kenobi's. And that one's Anakin's, but green. It's just... oh my god, I just love it. But I'm going to stop this review now, because otherwise I'm going to be spending 10 minutes doing random poses when I could just be doing the photos at the end. So I hope you enjoyed this video and this review. I'd highly recommend this kit if you can find it cheap. Do not pay £120 though. While it is fantastic, it is very light and fragile, and it doesn't feel how to word it. It doesn't feel like £120 worth of figure, so to speak. Like I said, I really wish she came with gripping hands for just two hands, but you know, it's not really a big need. It's just something that would have been cool, and maybe even a trigger finger hand so you could hold the blaster pistol that he uses to kill some Jedis in the Clone Wars. But yeah, apart from that, enjoy the photos at the end, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.